Hello everyone, I'm Ruby Home. Today I want to share a very useful tip on how to choose delicious tomatoes. Recently, many people online have been talking about the difference between 5-leaf and 6-leaf tomatoes. Although the number of leaves only differs by one leaf, many people believe that their flavor is significantly different. So how do you choose naturally ripened, fresh, and juicy tomatoes? When shopping, should we choose 5-leaf or 6-leaf tomatoes? In today's video, I will answer all those questions. Let's find out together. When buying tomatoes, the first thing to observe is the shape and color of the fruit. A naturally ripened tomato usually has a perfectly round shape. The color on the skin is usually not completely uniform, but shows natural color changes. This is because during development, different sides of the fruit are exposed to sunlight at different levels. The parts that receive more sunlight will be darker in color, while the shaded areas will be lighter. This is a completely normal phenomenon for naturally ripened fruits. Conversely, if you see tomatoes that are misshapen, slightly elongated, slightly protruding, or asymmetrical, you should be cautious. Some fruits may have been manipulated during growth, causing uneven development. In addition, tomatoes with an unusually uniform red color from top to bottom should also be examined more closely. In many cases, tomatoes are harvested while still green and then treated to ripen faster, resulting in a more uniform and appealing outer color. Next, you should gently squeeze the tomato with your hands. This is a very important step, but many people often skip it. If the tomato is a beautiful red color but feels too hard when squeezed, you shouldn't choose it. Such tomatoes usually have less juice, the flesh inside is quite firm, and the flavor isn't as good as naturally ripened tomatoes. A good tomato usually has a moderate elasticity. When gently squeezed, you will feel a natural softness but not mushy. The skin may be slightly rough, and the flesh inside contains a lot of juice. This is usually a sign that the tomato has ripened naturally and is still fresh. However, if the tomato is too soft and easily dented when pressed, it may have been stored for too long and no longer retains its original freshness. Besides observing and touching, you should also smell the tomato. A good tomato usually has a mild, characteristic aroma. If you pick it up and can smell a natural fragrance, these are usually the ones with better flavor. Conversely, if the tomato has no smell or has a strange, pungent, unpleasant odor, it's best not to buy it. Now let's talk about the difference between 5-leaf and 6-leaf tomatoes. Many people don't pay attention to the leaves at the stem when buying tomatoes. In fact, tomatoes are commonly divided into two types, 5-leaf and 6-leaf. According to the experience of many longtime gardeners, 6-leaf tomatoes tend to accumulate more water and sugar during their growth. Therefore, the flesh is usually juicier and has a richer flavor than 5-leaf tomatoes. This is experience passed down by many older people after years of growing and using tomatoes. So, if given the choice between the two types, many people usually prefer 6-leaf tomatoes. Additionally, when buying tomatoes, you should also observe the surface of the fruit. Some tomatoes have many tiny spots on their skin. Many people worry that this is a sign of disease, but in reality, this is not always the case. According to folk wisdom, tomatoes with small spots on the surface usually have sand-like, juicy, and sweeter flesh inside. This type of tomato is very suitable for eating raw, in salads, or in dishes such as scrambled eggs with tomatoes. Besides choosing delicious tomatoes, I also want to share a very simple tomato peeling trick. I use a knife to cut the bottom of the tomato into 4 sections. Note that you should only cut the skin, not cut deep inside. Then, put the tomato in a bowl and pour hot water over it. When exposed to heat, the tomato skin will begin to swell and crack slightly. At this point, the skin will naturally separate from the flesh inside. After less than 5 minutes, you just need to take the tomato out and gently peel it with your hands, and the skin will be easily removed. This method helps keep the flesh intact, prevents dehydration, and avoids wasting the delicious flesh inside. Hopefully, these little tips will help everyone choose fresh and delicious tomatoes and learn a quick and convenient way to peel them. If you find this video helpful, please remember to like and share it so more people can learn about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more great tips on food and daily life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.